Welcome to the carousel. I am John. With me I have Randy.
Hello.
I have Jake.
We miss you, Joey.
Well,
And we have Podcast. Before we really get into it, real quick, I released a new album today. If you like the music of the carousel, if you listen to No Quarters and like their music, if you like TVGP's music or Picking Up the Pixels, I wrote all that shit. So now you can get my new album called Sea of Ghosts. I'm pretty proud of the music on it. I think everyone should check it out. You can get it on iTunes. You'll need to search for the album and MusiM because MusiM will pull up a bunch of Indian names. But you can also get it on musim.bandcamp.com. Which will be the least expensive way to get it, and it is on Google Play right now, and it will slowly hit all the services as the week goes by.
awesome.
Hooray! Congratulations, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed.
I'm pretty
Is this
excited about it.
where I make the ghost sea joke? Ghostseajet.jpg.
Oh, jeez, you're gonna do it? Okay.
I'm getting it out of the way. I'm saying if you ever need alternate artwork for the cover.
I don't
There's
think
options.
so. Trent from the Tiltcast, I think, did a fucking awesome job. When he volunteered to do artwork for me, I had no idea it was like he's always been a really good artist. I just didn't know. I didn't know what to expect, and he completely blew me away. And actually,
We can make it tasteful. There's a way. There's a way to make it tasteful. That's
No.
all I'm saying.
There's not a way to make Goatsy tasteful. Stop it. Stop it. Let that be. No, I don't even want it to be a ghost. Like, if you had that asshole haunting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Whoa. Never mind. Moving on.
Jesus
The last
Christ.
thing you ever see.
Anyway, point being, buy my album. I would like money. This is the Carousel Patreon. Buy my music. Because I would like to invest in things like a new computer. But anyway, either way, I think everyone will really like this album in particular. So let's move on to news.
Yeah.
Wait, did you
Yeah.
say nudes?
You do that too. Speaking of Goatsy.
Let's move on to nudes.
Yeah.
This is a. So who can stretch their asshole? No. This is.
This works really well as an audio medium.
This is,
got
yeah.
it.
Let's see. Where are we talking about?
We were talking about buttholes.
Star Wars Rogue One trailer. That's what we need to talk about. So that
Oh.
shit dropped, and I think, I'm more excited for this than I was Force Awakens.
Yeah, it looks real good. That's my professional
That's all you got?
assessment on the thing. No, I was actually super excited. The thing that actually got me the most excited was this mashup they did at the very end of the Imperial theme and one of the main regular themes.
Ooh, yeah, that was pretty good. I
It
forgot
was-
about
That was awesome, too.
It was really good. That was honestly my favorite part of the trailer. Not that the trailer wasn't any good, but that part was pretty sweet.
So here's the part of the trailer that I'm most excited about is none of the main cast is Jedis.
Yeah.
The Force and Jedis and Sith have become so oversaturated, and the thought of these guys breaking into the Death Star or something like that, and then suddenly Vader or one of his fucking Sith apprentices or something shows up and just starts killing them, and then their goal becomes not to kill the Sith because they know there's no way they're going to be able to do that, but just to get the fuck away from him.
Right, yeah.
It could really make for some amazing tension, but yeah, that
Do you think they'll steal the Death Star plans from the Death Star or from somewhere else?
I don't know.
They gotta take him out of the Death Star, right?
I think they have to go there.
I mean,
they have to be there so much for that to be kind of what people want it to be, I think, right?
maybe. I'm just thinking logistically. It'd be a lot
God,
easier to take them from some other place than.
I hope they're behind the. I hope they're behind the self-destruct button and Spaceballs with the green laser cage. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for. Just literally stack of blueprints behind the laser cage. I'm in.
Right. No, I think it looks totally rad.
Yeah, I'm Force Awakens. I was only a little bit I was kind of excited for, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, okay, I like that movie.
Hmm.
But this is a new level of this gets me excited about Star Wars again.
Yeah, it was weird. Force Awakens was more Star Wars, but this looks like new Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of burnt out on Star Wars right now. I don't know. I don't feel like I need more Star Wars anytime soon.
You're gonna get a
But
new one every year, motherfucker, whether you want it or not.
and that I kind of was despairing as I was
Yeah.
watching the trailer, going like, "Are we doing this? Like, are we
Oh
doing
yeah.
this every single year with every
I think-
single license?"
Yeah, I think right. I think it's gonna be like Marvel, where they have several different storylines going, and each like there's gonna be 3 years from now. There's gonna be another version of I don't know, Rogue 2, Rogue One Part 2.
Rogue 12.
Yeah, yeah, and then every 3 years they're gonna continue the same storyline. I think they're gonna stagger it like Marvel that way.
Well, and that's kind of why I was despairing, because I was thinking about like, well, every blog site in the world is now just a big wall of Star Wars. Some
Yep.
trailer or something must have come out, and then I realized it's going to be like this for everything Marvel. You know, 6 months before it comes out, then the day it comes out, and then 3 months of talking about it.
Uh-huh.
Everyone loved it or hated it or whatever. And now it's like it's going to be that with Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I'm like, oh,
Well,
which is
there's
fine. I'm glad people dig it.
Yeah, there's
I'm
gonna be
sure
a
it'll great.
new big ass merch drop in October or whatever before the movie comes out. That was the only thing that kind of I didn't really like about the new Star Wars coming out. The release was this huge, like in waves, they dropped all this merch on us, and people were just eating it up. And I'm like, man, you guys are all gonna feel really stupid if it's not any good. It turned out to be good, but still, I don't know. Like those toys have impact because you know those characters already, and so just to release a bunch of new stuff and act like it's just as impactful as a Han Solo or whatever, I was just like, we don't know anything about these people yet.
You see, I'm more excited, like, the thing about Star Wars, like, the expanded universe always excited me more than any of the central universe. Like, I didn't come out of the main movies going, oh, I'm a big Han Solo fan. Like, I didn't even realize Han Solo fandom was a thing until about 5-10 years ago when one of my friends, Jason, was like just gung-ho about Han Solo. I'm like, really? The guy who couldn't really do anything? Okay.
Well, Luke didn't really do anything either.
That's true too.
We were talking about this on the way out of there. He's like the worst Jedi ever.
But he did more than Han did.
And that beard looked rad, so
That beard was cool.
he got a lot of beard points.
Oh yeah, I guess in Force Awakens Han did a bunch of stuff. But anyway, I don't know. I like all the characters. I'm probably shitting on it more than I need to. But I think I'm gonna be more excited about movies about not a Solo or Skywalker than I am about anything else. So
No, I think that's a good point. I think you're right.
So
I think it looked pretty good.
anywho, what? I lost my list. Where are we? Oh yeah. Real quick note. Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil, let slip in an interview that the Defenders are going to film late 2016, and he doesn't know if they're getting a Daredevil season 3. Which could mean 5 million things, but it most likely just means he's thinking that they're going to combine series or something after the Defenders.
Now that's Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Luke Cage?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to finish Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you do.
Ooh, you do.
It's real good.
Real good ending. Real good ending.
I rewatched it a couple weeks back, and God, it's still fantastic. But we're getting Luke Cage in September. I'm guessing we're going to get Iron Fist in like February or something like that, and then I bet we'll get Defenders mid to late year.
You think this is all going to be on? Wait, all on Netflix? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if the Defenders is going to be a movie or a TV series. I think it's going to be a TV series though.
Yeah.
That is the way to do that. That's
Yeah.
the smart way to do that.
Yeah. And then after the Defenders, it's a question of how many of these shows need to be separate,
Mm-hmm.
Well, believe it or not, I actually picked up the Comixology app again and was going through some of the free comics I had. I have like 300. But there was a cool little, and it was like a 6 or 8 page, just, nothing, showing Jessica Jones in the hospital, like going to beat on some dude because, like, I don't know, he was a deadbeat dad or something. Someone hired her to find him. And she's walking around the hospital, and you hear them like talking about Daredevil and stuff, and it was just like, ooh, this is cool. Because it's explicitly meant to be a crossover, like it's a Netflix comic, like it's this universe. So it was.
Oh,
it
that's
kind of got me
cool.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably need to read that.
It'll take you. You could do it while you're pooping and still have time left over. It's very quick.
Okay, real quick time out. I think our video stream is frozen on Twitch. Does anyone else have Twitch open that could look?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I do. No, looks okay.
Oh.
Carouselcast.twitch.tv.www.
No, I see Randy making faces.
Okay. Well, I guess my browser's just fucked up, so I'll just keep an eye on the chat.
I'm trying not to
then.
burp directly into the mic.
Ah.
On the old cast, I wouldn't have cared.
Let me just get back to here, and then we'll tag back in. I saw Trevor MD a minute ago congratulating on me on my new album. Thank you very much. I'm excited for it. Buy it. MusiM.band. No. I mean, really buy it, but thank you for saying that. I don't know how to work Twitch anymore. This is horrible.
It's working for me, man.
Okay, I can get there while we talk. What's
yeah.
next? Jake, I believe you had a trailer that you wanted to steer us
Yeah,
through.
it's not really much of a trailer. It's Gears of War 4. The teaser trailer came out. I think it was today, maybe yesterday. I don't care about this series. I picked up. Well, I had Gears of War 3 for Xbox Live Arcade, not arcade, but for games with gold, whatever. And I started playing through it, and I went, okay, this is fine. It's never been my series, but man, that is a cool trailer. It's Marcus Phoenix's son, sort of cut between him being a kid and him present day, sort of running away from the Locust. I think it's still the Locust. Maybe it's the Lambent at this point. But it's got that cool Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence, and which I'm sure is going to get way overused now. But it's a minute long. Go find it on YouTube. It's cool.
I guess, I'm not really a Gears of War fan. That trailer did kind of tug at the heartstrings, as they say, a little bit, but for the most part, it just reminded me of that first trailer they did, where they used the Mad World cover that was used in Donnie Darko for their trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, it kind of felt like them just copying that format and pasting it into this new game.
Kind of don't care. It's pretty cool.
It's a good cover, but I'm probably... the only reason I've played as much Gears of War as I have is because it's one of the few, split-screen co-op games Susie and I can play together.
It's probably one of the few that's even left, right?
Pretty much. And I guarantee you Gears of War 4 probably won't have split-screen co-op. They got rid of it in Halo. Why would they keep it in Gears?
Yeah.
Well, especially because it's all Microsoft all the time over there now.
Yeah.
Because Epic used to own that franchise, and then they sold it off, right? Weren't they the ones who had it before?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not real optimistic, but it was a cooler trailer. I wanted to talk about it.
I'm sure Gears fans will really like it and like the game, but I don't know. I probably won't. Realistically, I doubt I'm going to play it. But it's not a bad cinematic trailer.
The trailer looked very nice.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So, can I release some? Can I move on to releases?
Yes.
Aggressive, yeah.
Be careful with what you emit, but yes.
So, releasing I thought I was releasing tomorrow, but Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I got that shit. It's on my computer right now.
Already unlocked on Steam?
I started downloading it last night or maybe Saturday when I finally pulled the trigger. Because I need to not pre-order stuff because it always bites me in the ass, especially on Steam. And they were like, we'll give you 10% off, and I went, okay, and just click. There you go.
Right.
So it started loading up yesterday, and I got home today, and I was like, okay. I'm actually really busy at work, so that kind of sucks because tomorrow's my day to work from home. So I was hoping I would be super slow and have one of those days where you have 45 minutes of work spread out over 8 hours. No, not at all. But I thought, okay, well, let me see if they patched it or something, or this game's already got 3 controversies before it even got released. So let me just make sure that I'm not going to be pissed when I sit down to try and play it tomorrow night, that it's all up to date and installed and good to go. And I hit the button, and it does one of these, X number of minutes to update, and it's jumping by 3 minutes every tick. So it got up to 2.5 hours. And I went, oh, they're not letting us play it. It's just glitching out somehow. and then it started coming back down, and sure as shit, I can play it, and it's pretty good so far. It's smooth. There are parts where it seems to be a little hitchy frame-wise. I'm sure that's my rig, because I have a good rig, but it's not a Penis Envy 3000 rig or anything. So there's a little bit of slowdown, but it's real smooth. I picked one of the new classes, the Herald. I named him Herald. And they throw you in, man. There's a boss in the first 10 minutes, and I two-shot him. I'm proud to say.
So, okay, you just said they had a class named Herald, right?
Well, the class is named Herald, like Herald.
Yeah, no, I got that. I just wanted to make sure I heard all that right.
Mm-hmm.
Herald the Herald.
Yes. He's kind of a paladin, but honestly, in Dark Souls, I've said it before, it doesn't matter because you can turn anyone into anything. So
they still have Pyromancer?
Yep.
I know a lot of people feel that class is cheap, but I liked it in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, it seems like they're really, I mean, honest to God, I have 27 minutes played time on this, and 10 minutes of that was making sure Harold looked like the Joker. So, I've really only...
Which Joker?
Batman Animated Series 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
I approved that.
No, I didn't, like, give him a mustache and then just put makeup over his mustache so it looked like his whole face was...
I'm just, if you had said, like, the Batman and gone with the Manson look, or if you had said, I don't know, I guess Jack Nicholson or Nicholas, whatever the hell his name is, probably wouldn't be too bad. I just really don't like that movie anymore.
That's a different conversation. But I'm, for the very limited time I've played it today, and then the demo I played at PAX, it seems like they're taking the best elements of, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, working a little bit of Bloodborne in there. I even Demon Souls. There's like, you go back to Firelink Shrine, and again, this is first 10 minutes. I'm not spoiling anything for anybody. You go back to Firelink Shrine, and it has sort of the hitch in this one. Instead of going and getting bells or bringing bells or whatever, you're supposed to like awaken these cinder gods or something like that. It's Dark Souls. You have no idea until you've done it. But you're supposed to like bring them back to their thrones or whatever. And there's these 5 big ass thrones set up in Firelink Shrine, which is all sort of encased now. And it's one for each of the bosses. So it's kind of like Demon Souls with their pillars and stuff. But there's some cool shit. I like it.
I look forward to playing the entire Dark Souls series someday.
There's the first boss, and I'm not going to go into details, but it's one of these things where you walk into the arena and you're like, well, this thing's going to come to life and fuck me up. I just don't know when. And you do a thing, and of course it does. But something you should have paid attention to while he was not moving becomes very important in the middle of the fight and fuck me up real good. So it's that subtle character design and boss design and all that stuff. It seems like they're right back where they needed to be. So
you guys heard it here first. First news on Dark Souls 3. You've heard all month and last month, I'm sure. Jake doesn't like the game, so skip it.
It's dog shit. Cheap, unfair, not satisfying, hard to get your head around. Yeah, I hate that series.
Yeah, I don't. Man, this launch has been so fucked up. Like it releases this week, but like half of everyone is already playing it, and
it was totally beatable. Like there were video walkthroughs for the whole game online 2 weeks ago. Like,
yeah.
I haven't seen any of them myself because I don't want to go to that stuff. But man,
yeah, it's kind of also the thing I hate about when the press gets to. Like, I feel like NDAs, like, as much as the press gets pissed about them, I think they really serve a nice purpose of not spoiling us on something and not, like, eating up all the hype before the game comes out, And
I like the fact that I haven't looked for it, but I'm sure the Dark Souls 3 wiki is half done already. Like, I'm sure most of that is done. I like that being out there if I get real stuck somewhere. So I guess there's that, but I don't like the fact that I had to dodge streamers and YouTube channels and stuff that I subscribe to being like, all right, well, I'm just going to play through this for the next 2 weeks, and you can't touch it.
Yeah.
And it bugged me because I had to, they were doing it ostensibly so they could get more views, and what it was doing was chasing me away because I don't want all that. So I don't know that anybody wins there, but it's out. I don't care.
So, continuing on, April 19th, the Banner Saga 2 releases. If no one is familiar with this is made by a few indie developers. The animation in it is some of the most gorgeous you will ever see. It is very much a Nordic Game of Thrones style series that's very, very depressing. And it's very much kind of has a Oregon Trail meets a tactics game vibe to it. So evidently, too, they doubled down in terms of adding a lot of enemy variety to the system. So I'm looking forward to it, but I need to go back and beat the first one. But
yeah, the art always looked real pretty on that, but tactics games, I know myself well enough to know I'm going to be sorry if I spend money on them. So
yeah, so
I skipped it.
Man, I meant to mention this at the beginning of the cast. So here in this is our last cast that we're gonna do on Monday night, possibly ever. We're gonna move to Thursday nights starting April the 28th. So we'll remind you through our Twitter feed and stuff as we go. But So I'm
so
on
it seems like
autopilot here, guys.
your brain's kind of fried. Did you get your memory wiped or
I
something?
feel like a robot. I'm just suffering from all this fallout. I mean, what's it all for? So, against everyone's advice, I went and bought Fallout 4 Automatron.
Against their advice.
Like, every time, like, I mentioned it on Twitter, like, 3 people were like, no, get it on sale, or no, don't buy it at all, or this or that.
Are these people who bought it and regret it, or are they people who just don't think you should get it?
Well, let's unpack, like, my theory on it. In
I might have been one of those people. I don't remember.
You probably were. There were only, like, 2 people. I'm embellishing.
I exaggerated with that 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 50% increase.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. So basically, like, what this update mostly is additional crafting, which I love the crafting in Fallout 4. So if you don't like the crafting in Fallout 4, you're gonna be like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because there's not a ton of content in it. But
Sure.
I gotta tell you, I fucking like. Okay, so I got a new robot companion. Like, that's one of the things is you get a new buddy in it. I forgot her name already, but like, she started out as basically an Assaultron, right? The chick robot maid looking thing.
The laser face.
Yeah. So
I
upgraded her armor. I changed out one of her arms to have a sentry arm, and then I put a laser Gatling gun on it. And then I took her other arm and replaced it with another sentry arm and gave it electricity. And then sometimes I give her legs, and sometimes I give her the little flight thing. So
yes, flight thing's where it's at. The Mr. Handy.
yeah.
Did you notice in this DLC there's a Mrs. Handy? how do you think the marketing for that one went before the bombs dropped? Like, the wife don't want you getting Mrs. Handy.
Yeah.
That is her job.
Yeah. Well, maybe she does. Maybe she's tired of that job. I mean, marriage, I mean, that stuff, it dwindles down. But I really like Automatron. I'm glad I spent the $10 on it. I'm probably not going to get their Pokemon thing that they released unless someone just tells me there's some weird, awesome, customizable Deathclaw thing you can do. I know they have Deathclaws you can capture, but I don't, like, it's got to be a lot more than that.
Yeah, this DLC, it's basically all that stuff you said plus a storyline, like a quest line, which I'm about 75% of the way through because I burned through it all in one night and went, okay, I got to set this down. And it seems cool enough so far.
Yeah, where am I at the quest line? I'm about to go to the Mechanists. That's where I'm at.
I think, yeah, like I'm in the hallways leading up to his inner sanctum.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't actually walked that far. My intent in starting up Fallout 4 was to make some robots and then and then just continue with the main story so I could beat it, because the picking up the pixels crew is really giving me crap for not having beat it yet.
Don't they not like it?
No, they like it. We're all doing different factions, so I think we're all going to talk about our faction results at some point. But I just haven't. I don't know. I need to get back to it. But it's I still really like that game. I think that's a good DLC. I thought my game was glitched for a long time, though, because I couldn't figure out. I kept going to my crafting menu and then going to the craft section of the crafting menu to craft the robot table or whatever. And I never could find it. And Googled, and finally someone said it was under your special thing. Like, I was, like, unloading mods and being like, okay, which one of these is killing this damn thing? And it turned out none of them was. It just was put in a nonsensical place.
Yeah, I haven't beat it either. Don't feel bad.
I quit collecting materials and scrap and stuff pretty much. Well, on this new character, on oh god, Al Ghul.
Sorry.
What's her name?
Huh?
What's Ra's al Ghul's daughter's name?
Talia.
Thank you, Talia. On Talia, I haven't really bothered picking anything up because I just need a sword and I will cut shit. So I had to, like, I built the robot crafter armature thing, and then I can't do anything. Like, there's 3 steps that you got to go through with the lady robot before to let you do other stuff, and then you got to put her in the thing. So I sort of jumped ahead and kind of confused myself. Well, I figured it was just because I didn't have enough materials, and I thought, okay, well, what if it's not automatically scrapping stuff I put in the workbench, and maybe that's not why it's not picking it up. So I literally unloaded my workbench completely, picked everything back up, and scrapped it. It still didn't work. I was like, all right, well, thanks for wasting that 15 minutes for me. It is a bummer.
That sucks.
I'll go back and play it. I have a cool flying pink robot lady with a shish kebab in one hand and one of those meat grinder swords in the other. So, like,
Yeah.
she's cool. She sets people on fire and then electrifies them and cuts them. And she's cool, but I don't know. I'm just waiting for Port Nookie or whatever the story DLC is coming out last.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably pick that one up. I don't know if I'll pick up Automatron because I'm not big into the crafting.
See, I'm actually least interested in the story one.
I craft weapons and stuff, but that's about it. I don't even craft weapons. I mod them, I guess.
I love crafting in that game.
Well, I don't think you can craft a weapon from scratch. You have to pick one up and mod it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yep. Where are we at? Right.
Well, speaking of shitty weapons, if you're ready to move on.
I mean, if you want to take us to our Doom.
Oh, yeah.
I got into the Doom multiplayer beta, and I was real excited for about 45 seconds, and then went, oh, right, this is probably just... It said Doom beta, and I went, oh, awesome! And then I went, oh, it's probably just the multiplayer. And it is. I don't really have a bunch to say about it. I mean, the level design is cool. Like, I think this is going to definitely work for me for single player. Just because, like, the levels aren't great, but when you're trying to take out single player campaign pieces and make them into a multiplayer level, it doesn't always translate well, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt there. The lighting is real good. Like, it's got the atmosphere. The soundtrack's great. The gun sounds are awesome, but they're all generally dog shit. And I think that's because it's multiplayer and they had to balance it. You get a lightning gun, which it's not like beams of lightning. It is beam of lightning. It is the beam gun from Unreal Tournament. It's real cool and it sounds awesome. And then you hit somebody with it and they just kind of like look at you funny, like why do you have this centered on my brainstem for 7 seconds? Nothing does any damage. Like, everybody starts with rocket launchers. They do like a third. Like, you got to hit somebody with 3-4 rockets directly to kill them. Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
So it's like some of those more old school shooters before everything was, 1 or 2 shots and you're dead.
Which is okay, but it doesn't. Like, I don't need everything to be Counter-Strike because I suck at Twitch games these days. Like, I don't know if I got too old, but I don't think I had better than a 0.5 kill to death ratio for the day I was playing it. So I don't need everything to be one shot, but I want the guns to feel like they're doing something. Like the guys, you hit them with a rocket and they barely even bounce. Like it, I don't know. And the multiplayer models are all generic. They don't even look like the Doom guy. They look like they just bought assets and threw them in there. I mean, it's got a lot of customization stuff for color and weapon skins and stuff, which is cool. But I came to the realization I'm never going to play the multiplayer on this anyway. But this sold me on sort of the aesthetic direction they were going.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the aesthetic just because it made me feel like there was a chance that a giant demon wall would show up in the game, or they might, have Romero's head somewhere. But, like, I don't know. I never really played Doom multiplayer back in the day, so...
I never did.
Yeah. I didn't either. I didn't really start on multiplayer stuff till, like, Warcraft 3, as far as the PC goes. So that was before my time, but... I don't know, maybe that's scratching an itch for a lot of people, but that's not what I'm going to be playing that game for. Yeah. And I'm glad I saw it, because it's given me enough to know that if I can get a good price for it, I'll pick up the single-player campaign.
Well, and if you're... Man, what's killing me on pre-orders right now is Amazon Prime giving me 20% off anything new. Like, that is just like constantly like, no, I'm just going to pre-order this now, and maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, and then like it comes time, and I'm like... It's like 20% off. This is cheaper than it will be for at least a month.
Well, my saving grace is that generally that's all physical media.
Yeah.
Like, because I checked there for Dark Souls before I bit the bullet on Steam, and I was like, yeah, it's 20% off, but then I got to go play it over on my PS4, which is about half as good as my PC. Like, okay, I'll take the 10%.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a lot of lasers or hyper light. Really, there's not a racing game. There's no drifting, but it's something.
Yeah, I don't... Settle down. You're getting too hyper. Let's shine some light on the subject and drift somewhere new. So I don't think anyone can figure out what we're talking about from both of us doing the transitional puns, but...
I know nothing about
what's going on?
Explain this game. Are they having strokes? Explain this game to me. I kind of don't know what it is.
So this is a first impression thing, right? So I've only put maybe an hour or so into this game. Hyper Light Drifter, I picked it up for PC. At its core, it's a pretty basic... I say basic. It's a tough action game, kind of overhead action game. This game is mostly about its style and art aesthetic and world, which I think are all fucking phenomenal. But the core gameplay is you have a button to use your sword, you have a button to dash, and you can aim and shoot your gun. Your gun doesn't really do much damage, so it's mostly about, doing your little 2 or 3 hit combo and then dashing off so you don't get hit and die.
Is it like a Bloodborne type thing where you use the gun to parry?
The gun seems... Like, from my first hour impression, the gun primarily seems to be to activate bridges.
All right. That's fine.
So, like, gameplay-wise, I hate using... Like, everyone's comparing it to, I think, Zelda right now online. And when they say Zelda, they mean the first Zelda. But
so, like, top-down...
Yeah, but even that I think is a bad comparison because the combat's pretty quick. Like, it's super quick, and they'll throw you in a room with 20 guys. And so you're going to, you can get... You basically have 5 hit points. And most of the guys can hit you for more than one of your hit points. So it's pretty difficult. But, like... I think the reason to come... Like, the gameplay I think is good, but I've been debating putting it on easy, just because like I know I'll eventually put time into the gameplay to get good at it, but the thing that draws me to this game is its style and its world. It's the fact that no one talks in it, and every screen is just dripping with world information, like for you to kind of try and put together or figure out or try and parse whether it is or not.
The screenshots I've looked at seem like they have a lot of hot pink and like aqua green. Does that color palette go away? Because I don't deal with that well.
Yeah, they have a lot of pink. Yeah, they have a lot of, I'd say more sea blue than aqua green, but maybe that's the same thing. Honestly, you could probably just pop in the Giant Bomb quick look and get a pretty good idea. They go through the intro with I think the intro is phenomenal because it raises a ton of questions and gives you no clues how to get the answers. It's man, like your guy pukes blood a lot. Like I'm not convinced that your guy is not dead or not inadvertently ending the world or inadvertently imagining things.
What if he has a condition?
He very much has a condition.
He could have an ulcer. You don't know.
Something is wrong with him, and I don't know what it is. And I hope we're doing good and not assassinating all the good people in the world. Honestly, but I'm not convinced that if I get to the end of this game that it's going to tell me that. But like everything is spot on in this game. Like the soundtrack creates the perfect mood. I think once I get good at the combat and don't have to repeat, like I literally got stuck on a room for, I guess I played this for 2 hours because I got stuck in that room for about 45 minutes.
Is it trying to learn patterns or just twitchy getting good at the combat? What's the issue?
Yeah, it's really both. The enemy I got stuck on was this weird. Gosh, I'm trying to remember what it looked like. Like it's like a giant boar thing, and basically what it would do is it would make a sound, and then it would do a dash, and one of its dashes would take off half of your health. And often it would dash twice in a row, or if you got too close to it, it might do a quick melee on you. So, kind of the goal is to get it to dash and hit it a few times, and then dodge away. And the problem is in this particular room. You fight one, then you fight two, and then you have guys shooting at you while you're fighting them, and then they bring in two more, and you get three guys shooting at you, and like it just keeps ramping up.
Are there a baby Mario and a baby Luigi on the back of these double dashing boars?
No.
I'm gonna go home now. I'll see myself out.
The reference is lost on me.
There's a video game with babies. Okay, moving on. What else?
I don't know. You got to fill some space here. I mean, this is dead.
Sorry.
Dead air, dead space. I'm gonna triple down on that. Dead Space 3. I have been kicking this game around for years. I think I looked on the title screen. It came out in 2013. A really awesome title screen, by the way. I think the menus may be the best part of that game. They're fucking awesome. But I got it for, just to give you an idea, I got it for free as an apology for me buying SimCity at launch. Because I am a total dumb jerk and didn't see that coming.
I did too.
Which game did you pick from the We're Sorry list?
Oh gosh.
I think you had a couple Dragon Ages.
I think I picked up a Dragon Age, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah.
So I've been kicking this thing around, and I would start it for 45 minutes or an hour, and then I'd go, okay, I'm gonna come back to this, and then I always found something else that I wanted to play. But I thought I have to get through this thing so I can just take it off the pile of shame and say I've beaten the trilogy and be done with it. And I'm glad I did, because now I can level some criticisms at it. It feels like. And I think this was another one where, I know Visceral was still involved with it, but I feel like it was maybe like a different publisher or something like that, or something changed hands. Because it really feels like they tried to sort of ape the previous entries in the series. Because it's got all the stuff on a checklist that you would want. It's got, crazy monsters popping out of vents. It's got the plasma cutter. Gotta have that. It's got cool upgradable weapons and upgradable armor rigs and zero-G and dark stuff and flashlights and it's got all that stuff that you go, okay, we need this in a Dead Space game. But it doesn't, and I guess I didn't realize this until I got far enough into this one, that the reason I liked 1 and 2 so much is because the places you're walking around feel like they were lived-in places. You're in a derelict ship where all the people died. Like you could picture Alien happening on this ship before you got here,
Yeah.
which they certainly don't try to shy you away from that from that conclusion. But then you go to Dead Space 2 and you're on the sprawl, and it's this giant city, which gives you so many different. I mean, some of those environments in that game might be my favorite environments or set pieces in any game I've ever played. You got the school, you got that church, which was crazy with all the morgue in the basement and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the first two Deadpool, the first, the first two, what game are we talking about? Dead Space games, I think are fucking phenomenal. Like, I think those games are, I really need to, I only played through Dead Space 2 once. I always meant to go back, but Dead Space 1 I played through at least a time or two.
Dead Space 2 is worth the second playthrough. Because I mean, yeah, it's got the mall, it's got all the train stations, it's got, I mean, just all those awesome set pieces, and the whole lab where they're building the marker. Spoilers. In this game, like it starts out pretty cool. Like there's this civil war, and you have sort of all the oh god, I forget what the religious sect is called.
Yeah, you got Iron Man on one side and Captain America on the other.
Right, and they're trying to get the necromorphs to register because their blades are longer than their hand is wide, so technically that's not legal. So they want to get them to register it, and then they went into this whole gun rights thing, and it got real weird.
Iron Man
real
wants
quick.
to take away your guns, and Captain America is going to be Captain Confederate. So
anyway, it starts out and there's this civil war. It's the religious people against Earth Gov, GovSec, EarthSec, GovSec, something. And Isaac is, I guess he got a new eye. I don't know. Maybe his eye was just fine. Ellie did get a new eye because she shows up in one's blue and one's green, which I thought was a nice touch. They didn't like pin a tail on it. They just let you notice that she had different colored eyes now, which I thought was nice. So like Isaac is living in this major city, and Ellie's left him. Like he can't move on with his life, and she's not going to be with someone who can't move on, so she's left him. Like it's been months at least, and she moved on. Well, she sends you like this message saying, I hope I'm remembering this right, saying like, hey, like we figured out how to end all this shit forever, and you're the only one who seems to know how to destroy these markers, so you gotta get out here. And he's like, I'm good. Nah, I don't want to get my face torn off anymore. And as part of the Civil War, Isaac gets like abducted, and long story short, you end up meeting up with Ellie and her new boyfriend and some other people, and all that stuff's cool. Like the Civil War stuff, as much as it's weird shooting people instead of necromorphs, it's cool and the world works. And then you fly off to this ice planet, and there was like a mining station there. Like they did some mining, they were digging out there, and that's kind of all the places where anyone has lived. So instead of finding like a bedroom with like another bedroom off to the side like you did in the Sprawl, where there's like that, remember that really creepily lit crib? You guys remember that?
I don't, but I remember they really loved like sending you into that baby ward and having all the baby monster attacks you.
Uh-huh. And the lady who was remember, like you walk in and there's the classroom, and the teacher is obviously trying to get the baby to come to her, and the baby just runs up, and then the walls or the windows just all go red. Like all that stuff was fucking scary and cool and creepy. And here it's like, okay, this was an outpost, like maybe a listening station or something, where some dudes slept in between their mining shifts. It's got 2 cots and a radio. There you go. Like there wasn't anything cool, and that's the thing. It petered out so fast that it was a bummer. It felt like a coloring book game. They found all the pictures and colored it different.
Man,
there are a couple of cool things, but
they really did have something special with Dead Space. But at the same time, I feel like there's only I feel like that's something that you only need to revisit in terms of sequels every like 3 or 4 years. Like I think you got a really cool lore there, but I think that lore is going to get ruined the more questions you answer.
Well, and that's why I think 2 was it hit such a perfect note there as well. You know, you find out more about the unitologists, which real subtle guys. Um, you know, you find out a little more about them, and you have their God, the brainwashing facilities. What are they called? The indoctrination section. God, I forgot about that too. That was
They have
So anyway-
indoctrination in Bit of Dead Space too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what that stutter was. Jeez. Did it anyway?
So you have all this awesome shit that there's just like now you've gone to a frozen wasteland and there's nobody who's ever really lived there, so there's nothing interesting that you come across. But and that's the thing. There's some cool stuff that they could have done stuff with. There are side quests, which seem like a terrible idea, but there's like 3 or 4 of them, and you can do them. You don't have to. If you do them, you get some cool weapons that you can put, you know, back in your case while you shoot everything with the plasma cutter. But there's only 3 or 4. You're not playing a Ubisoft game where the map just fills up. And actually, you know, what everyone complained about when it came out was the microtransaction stuff.
Yeah.
Because of all the weapon crafting, you have to go find materials to craft weapons or modifications or whatever, and you can buy these. You can basically buy gold to buy these things, and people hated it. And they probably should have, but by and large, I mean, maybe they've ratcheted it down, but it wasn't really bad at all. And it's even actually cooler by the fact that you get these drones you can put down. And yes, they're timed, but you'll come across nodes, and you can drop a drone, and it'll mine a bunch of materials for you and send it back when you're done, and then you can pick them up and send them out again. He goes back to the bench for you, no biggie. One of the things the drones pick up are these like commendation medals or something like that, and you can actually use those to buy some of the packages that they sell for real money in the shop, which seems real shady when they do it in Madden because they give you like, you know, 2 gold every 4 games or something. But here, I mean, I bought I think 2 or 3 of these packs just on a regular casual playthrough, so that stuff wasn't really even bad either. So, as far as, you know, games ending a trilogy goes, it could have been better. I wish there was a better example of that out there.
Well, I mean, I could take us into an uncharted territory if you're at a good place.
Yes, yes. I don't think it's that Uncharted because I think everyone's at least played a couple hours of this, but
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it, so...
I don't like. So I played through Uncharted 3. Back when this came out, it got completely shit on by everyone and was called a bad game a lot. And I wanted to kind of get away from that time period before I played it. And I guess that just wound up being several years later. So playing Uncharted 3 now, like I don't think it's a bad game, but I think it is a game that misses the point of why people love Uncharted. I don't like a lot. There were a lot of complaints on the shooting, and I don't think the shooting was the issue. I think part of the issue was the enemies are bullet sponges. I think when like literally they have a cutscene where I'm like hanging off a cliff and pointing a gun at a dude, and the guy's got one of my friends, and I got to shoot him to prevent him from getting my friend, and I literally shoot him in the head 3 times before like the cutscene ends.
Oh, this wasn't... So this was like a QTE, not a cutscene. Because everybody in those games dies in one shot in cutscenes. It's the QuickTime events.
Well, no, this isn't a QuickTime event. There are no QuickTime events in Uncharted unless you count some of the fist combat. I mean, you could say that there's some fisting and like QuickTime events.
Some QuickTime fisting.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it quick. I mean, get broken
That's
in.
not what I hear.
Surprise!
Yeah.
No, like the big thing here is they introduced the melee system that would eventually evolve into the. I'm pretty sure this came out before that other game they did. The Last of Us, because the combat in this to me very much felt like kind of a pre-version of Last of Us in terms of you fight a guy and then they can grab you and then you mash a button to try and break their hold and then you got a counter button. And like Nathan only throws like haymakers. Like he is all about the haymakers. But the counters in those situations very much kind of come off as QuickTime event lights, but nothing else in that game is a QuickTime event. When I'm hanging off a cliff, it's literally okay, a cutscene happened, it threw me off the cliff, but I'm aiming the gun and pulling the trigger.
So it's sort of a you're immobilized, like you can't move your dude around. This is a you're in this spot, you have to shoot this guy, but you're in control the whole time. Regular controls,
right.
Okay.
And that's this game. Like you're always in control, except in cutscenes, of course, in an Uncharted game, and you get to do a lot of crazy shit in an Uncharted game. But I think the problem with this game is they sat down and thought, here's some cool set pieces. Now let's try and craft a story around these set pieces, and they just made a bunch of combat encounters that weren't fun. That was with these really cool technical marvels. I mean, one of the levels, you're in a giant fucking ship that is covered in freights and just broken, and the ship, like, you go through the ship one way, and then fucking some dude blows a hole in the side, and then it, like, capsizes, and now you're running out back the other way, and you're running on, like, the walls and ceilings of the room you were in, and you're finding out all those objects in the room are actually objects that are moving.
Oh wow!
So like it's impressive. It's
the power of the cell, man.
It's not an idea that meshes from scene to scene. Like it has really bad pacing. Like the overall story, I think they had a good story to tell. Like between kind of Nathan and Sully and their kind of father-son relationship and where that goes. But.
Do they bring in weird, crazy ghost stuff or supernatural stuff like all those archaeological adventure things seem to want to?
Yeah, I mean they do that in all the Uncharted games. In this one, they I don't know.
Wasn't 2 like it was like Wendigo or something like that?
Or was that 2? 2 was either like one of them was Blue Men, one of them was Wendigos. Oh no, the Blue Men were the Wendigos, right?
Yeah, because they were in the Himalayas and. Yeah. Boy, that took a weird turn.
Well, and Uncharted, like, 3 also has that issue, too, and that Uncharted 2 is, I think, a phenomenal game. But playing Uncharted 3 has made me realize I better not go back and play Uncharted 2 because it may completely tarnish my memory of it.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's like a real Blue Man Group. You can kind of only do it once, and then you've seen it, so.
Well, and it's, when I think of Uncharted 2, I think of, like, the opening sequence where you're in the fucking train climbing up. Like, that is an amazing sequence. Like, I think I could play that again and still enjoy it. I just worry about how everything else flows.
I'm nervous for Uncharted 4, but I don't play those games for awesome gameplay. I play those games for pretty graphics.
Yeah.
So,
like, I like the pretty graphics. I like the absurd tomb raiding essentially that happens in those games, and I like some of the climbing stuff, but like that was another one of Uncharted 3's problems is, you know, Uncharted really likes to have the sequence where you're running at the camera, and that only works if you realize where you're going. And Uncharted
those can get real dicey real fast.
Yeah. Uncharted 3 has an issue where they'll put you in one of these cinematic sequences where you're either running at the camera or you have to run a direction really quick. And they don't do a good enough job in letting you know where to go. And it's a very linear path. It's not going to be, like I've heard Uncharted 4 has kind of these semi-open world areas with the car, and this is not that at all. This is straight linear line, and you better find the path or you're going to fucking die. And I died in a lot of very kind of really, it was good tension until I died, and then I had to do it over again.
Yeah, that tends to be the case.
Yeah. Okay.
It's real hard to keep that tension up after you're dead.
Yeah. But I was hoping I would play it and then find out the internet was kind of full of shit. But I think they were just being hyperbolic. Is that the word?
Yeah, that's the word. I don't know that that's the word I'd use with the internet. I mean, generally they're pretty measured when it comes to criticisms, but yeah, I mean, if you want to exaggerate, you could call them hyperbolic. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, you know, the characters in that game are still fun. The story's fun. They just, you know, it is terrible pacing, and it very much, like the sand air, like the problem. That's the other problem. Is the capsize ship is their biggest technical marvel in the game, and everything after that is nowhere near as impressive. But anywho, they just, I don't know, maybe they need to go back to school and avenge some. But
so something certainly needs vengeance.
Yeah. So real quick,
where would one get such an education, John?
Well, you certainly wouldn't from Avengers Academy, because that's not a real school. That's a free app for at least iOS and probably Android. So I've been playing a lot of this lately, and I don't know if I can recommend it, but I keep playing it. It's a really dumb premise in that all the characters are teenagers going to school, and it's made by the guys who did the Family Guy Quest for Stuff game. And I've been told by people who have played that game that this is verbatim that game. So
Sounds promising.
yeah, like it's definitely one of those. It's one of those games where you, okay, build this building, wait 12 hours, now have your character do a task for 2 hours, then come back and then have them do another task for 2 hours. That's the game. It's just they have dialogue and cutscenes and things to go along with that.
I gotta be honest, you're not selling me here, John.
I don't know if I want to sell
He's
you.
not even sure. Why'd you even bring it up then?
Like, I just wanted to talk about it. Like, we can criticize things. We aren't always
That's true.
positive
Yeah,
on here.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
We've shit on just about everything we've talked about tonight.
I guess that's true.
But,
Okay.
I have nothing but nice things to say about Dark Souls 3 after the 15 minutes of play.
Yeah. I like Avengers Academy a lot, but I've already spent money on it, I'm ashamed to say. And, I actually placed a financial limit on myself per week so I don't go crazy with it.
Oh, John.
But it's bad. The problem is it preys on... The problem is right now they're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy event, and I am a Marvel Cosmic fanboy. They haven't put Richard Rider in it, but if they did, I would give them money in a heartbeat. And you put me in a situation where I have a timed event that I may not be able to complete, where I can recruit, Gamora and Rocket and Groot, and they start you off getting Star-Lord, and I mean, really, let's be honest, he is the least interesting character of the bunch.
No one cares about him.
Chris Pratt made him 1,000 times more interesting, but at the same time, they made him a completely different character. Anyway,
Well, I was gonna suggest you come over to Clash Royale with me, but now that you've said you're spending money, I don't trust you with this game.
I
You
normally
cannot
don't.
be trusted.
I'm a big Dragonvale fan, and I did spend $5 on it, but I've been playing that game for years, and I spent that $5 years ago. There are many free-to-play games I've played and not spend money. This just did it for me. So, Trevor McD in chat mentions, oh boy, how emo is Loki. He's got his black hair and his green coat, and one of his moves is called Master the Dance Floor. And that's like half the moves in the game is all. Like Wasp is obsessed with fashion. No one trusts Jessica Drew. She's a double agent.
Are there actual
Black Widow
moves?
hates everyone. They have actions they perform.
Okay.
So their actions.
It's
Honestly,
like this
Loki
person
did-
harvests this timer quicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Wasp has a move that's called Take Selfies. Yeah.
Shameful.
Iron Man has a move called Talk to Jarvis. A lot of them are pretty funny though. But anyway, we've given this more time than it deserves.
We are grown-ass fucking men talking about this.
I don't,
It's John's.
It is what it is. I still like it. But I don't think I'd recommend it because I've already spent money and they pressure. Like this is one of the worst pressures I've had to spend
If this
money
did not
for
have
many
any Marvel
free-to-play
flavor
game.
on it, would you like it?
Fuck no, I'd be gone.
Yeah, there you
Gone
go.
in a heartbeat. Okay, let's move on to tweets.
Tweets.
Twitter tweets.
So, kind of a two-parter tweet from the Gibbinator. All your presidential candidates are I can't talk.
Presidential.
Use take two.
All your presidential candidates are idiots. Which fictional characters would probably make a better president? Charles Xavier would get stuff done, though probably through mind-controlling Congress.
I mean, he'd be good. Are we splitting this up? Because I got guys for different mediums.
Yeah, I know. Do we need to limit it? Like, do we want to say? comic books or what?
let's
There's a ton of fictional characters out there, man.
just talk about it for 5 minutes or so. Like, who do you guys want to start out with?
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna start out with Lex Luthor. He's been president before. He has experience.
He's already done it. But what,
He
like,
knows
for how
what
long,
he's
though?
doing.
You can only do it for so long, though.
If he's gonna
The
make
term limits.
if he's gonna make people bad, then I mean, realistically, he's gonna brainwash you, so you won't know you're being bad in the first place. So
That was my take. I thought, okay, so who are guys who already have some type of political experience? And then I stumbled on this idea. It would be riveting to watch a Black Panther / Doctor Doom election.
I feel like Captain America is the obvious choice.
Yeah, but you
No?
never really wanna put someone in that office who actually has a day job, because then you're losing whatever they're out there doing.
But he's got military experience at least, which is important for the commander-in-chief, or it used to be.
if you want to blow everyone up, Jesus Christ, Randy, keep your fucking politics to yourself. No.
It's important.
Bill Pullman, Morgan Freeman, they're like their characters.
Bill Pullman's not
them
fictional.
Yeah,
Well, he's a president, Bill Pullman, in Independence Day.
True.
There, he's Bill Pullman, but he's
I
the
can't remember his
president
name.
who has a different name.
Characters. Did he come back? Is he coming back for the new Independence Day? Are we excited about that?
It's gonna be hokey as shit, but it's gonna be fun, I think.
Well, Independence Day was hokey.
I don't know. I haven't watched Independence Day in a long time. I'm afraid to go watch it again because I'm afraid it'll ruin my memory of it. But
It doesn't hold up that well.
I'm also
It's bad.
I'm also worried of a sequel where they kill Will Smith's character off screen. But
He was no longer welcome on Earth.
oh man.
I get to get back to the Emanator's question. I actually have the best answer, and that is Obama's anger translator from Key and Peele.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Luther.
You'd at least be entertained every day.
I'm down for that.
CNN would become just a wonderland. I would watch that all day, every day.
I don't. It's like I think of that Simpsons episode where they put all the smart people in charge of the town, and like they took away green lights, for instance, and so like it just turned yellow and red so that people would hurry up through the traffic thing. And I feel like that would be my approach to picking a. We would just have a collective as a president. Like, I don't think Charles Xavier would be good because I think that guy's a douchebag. But Magneto might be okay, even though he might kill me. That could be an issue. Come to think of it.
Yeah, Magneto's kind of a dick.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, he's his main issue is just, like, here's the thing. If mutants were in charge, would he still be a dick? I think he'd be happy with that. And really, if you can blow fire out your hands, I don't want to probably mess with you anyway.
So, like, he's only mad because he's on the wrong side of the power balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's maybe a little bit derivative of Magneto, but that's
Trevor in chat suggests that, or posits that Will Smith had to return to his home planet, which I like. I think that's good.
I'm trying to think of who else I would choose. Randy, I feel like you haven't really contributed.
I haven't, not at all. I haven't contributed a damn thing today.
So
no,
are we picking Randy to take him out of the productive
No, I did.
flow?
I said
Like, put him in office?
but I nominated Cap, and you guys shot that down right away.
Yeah.
So I kind of lost my enthusiasm for this one.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. It's a thing
No.
I do.
I'm kidding. I don't know. Who would make a good president? I don't know. That's a very broad question.
Dr. Manhattan would be a weird one.
That would be weird.
I haven't gone over all the angles on this. I just thought of it.
Yeah, no, and would they'd start the presidential speech, and you get a blue wang in your face, and then they'd pan up, and
Yeah, now we're talking.
If he was president, he could just really reduce military spending, and then he could just go take care of everything himself, right?
that's true. And
Technically,
technically,
he can make his wang 45 feet long.
I know.
I've seen it.
he can be everywhere at once.
If only.
He was leaving that snail trail across Vietnam in the movie. I remember.
he can give speeches and fight wars at the same time.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Dr. Manhattan's the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, done. He'd get us to Mars.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan 2020.
Yeah. He's got my vote. That will be canceled
It's not
out
too
by
late for 2016.
Huh?
It's not too late for 2016 either.
I think whatever candidates win, I don't think it's too late for 2016 if you want to run.
The convention's going to be contested. He could just come on in there, and
And
everybody's
scream, and then everybody's gone. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be great if you could send Trump to Mars. Forget to put atmosphere there for him? Oh,
yeah.
man.
They'll build him a nice, huge ice palace or whatever that was, and he'll be happy.
Maybe
Oh,
if
it's
he
like
could just
clockwork.
do that to all of Congress. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He was saying that he would make the whole the convention disappear,
Right.
like
Right,
every
pops
high-ranking
in.
Republican in
You
the
know,
country.
he'll live forever. I mean, let's just make him a king. Let's go back to the monarchy and
God King. Okay.
and hope he doesn't go crazy. And hope that he still thinks of us as people as he loses his humanity.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a safe bet.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's all we got here, guys. What do you think?
Oh man,
I'm good.
Okay. So once again, I released a new album. Buy it on MusiM.bandcamp.com, at iTunes, Google Play. It'll be on the other shit soon, but it's called Sea of Ghosts. It's I recommend it a lot because I wrote it and I think it's really good. And I would really like to make some money off of it too.
Yeah.
I will be picking it up this evening because I know the guy who made it, so he's going to be real mad if I don't at least buy a copy. So,
Sweet.
so you're going to get my $7.01, sir.
I'll take it. I'll take. Well, actually, it'll be minus. I think they charged me like $1 or something to sell.
I'll gross it up
Whatever.
for you.
Yeah. So, Jake, where can we find you?
I am on Twitter, TheOtherJZee. That's JZEE. I also have a defunct YouTube channel under the same name that I used to do playthroughs and stuff on. And from time to time, I go back there and they're like, "Hey, buddy, like 45,000 minutes of your videos got watched last month."
wow.
What? Oh, it's in like Bolivia or the Ukraine or something. Okay, somebody
those
left their
aren't
computer
real.
on overnight. So yeah, there's that, which apparently people like. I don't know. I haven't done a video in years, so that's where you can find me.
Randy, where can we find you?
Yeah, I gave my Twitter handle incorrectly last time. It's actually OSU Cobra, not DL Cobra. That's one I use on an internet forum for the old university I went to. It's OSU Cobra at OSU Cobra
For when
on
you're
Twitter.
pretending to be African American comedians.
DL Cobra. Oh, right. Nope. No.
Okay. Well, with
Not
that,
okay. OSU. Don't
that-
screw it up again, John.
I'm not going to ask you guys to explain that joke for me,
Oh,
so I'm
as you
just going to
go.
move on. And
I think he was going for a DL Hughley reference.
Ding.
I don't know who that is.
He's a black comedian who I moonlight as on Oklahoma State sports
Oh.
forums.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I'm sure you're very convincing.
Yeah.
Okay. So be sure and visit the website at thecarouselpodcast.com. Find us on iTunes and rate and review us so other people may find us. And you can also find me on Picking Up the Pixels once a month. And we will see everyone next turn.
We miss you, Joey.
So real quick, Trevor,
Unreliable.
I am the only one who has seen Batman versus Superman. So probably not.
Are we officially off now?
We're still
still
streaming.
streaming.
We need to talk
Oh.
about titles.
Right. I was going to say I might not be able to make the next cast or several because I might be going on strike coverage.
Fun.
I don't know
Yep.
what that means, but
It means that all the union employees on the East
He's a
Coast.
scab.
Well, kinda. I already work for the company, so I don't know.
gotcha.
I'm certainly going to be viewed as a scab anyway. They're going to ship me out, and the strike is indefinite. So
Oh. Well, okay.
I guess
Got
I
it.
could all my shit and do it from there.
You could.
Yeah. What's stopping you?
We'll take you out. We can
We'll,
get you.
we'll figure it out when we get there.
I could Skype it on my phone, I guess.
Yeah. So, Titles.
Oh,
We got 5, and about 60% are not usable.
there's some good stuff about fisting earlier.
That's 20%.
All right, let's.
Fisting lessons with MusiM.
You want to read them off, Jake?
We got moving on to nudes, which, okay, maybe. Port Nookie. Earthsec Gov something. Quicktime Fisting and Dr. Manhattan in 2020.
QuickTime. Dr. Manhattan 2020.
I mean, that's the safest one.
I really like QuickTime Fisting, but
Let's
I
go
don't. We really need a PG picture to go with that.
I was going to put up something from Apple's QuickTime. But that's probably copywritten and stuff, too. I don't know. Do we want to go that... Do we want to go that hard in the title, gentlemen?
In
I'm
the
with it.
in the comments, I don't know if we said this or not, but Death Just says Will Smith hates Earth.
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 Earth. Maybe. I don't know. I'm cool with Dr. Manhattan 2020 or QuickTime Fisting.
Let's... Fuck it. We're independent. We got a pirate ship. QuickTime Fisting.
Okay.
Go hard.
Running podcast feeds all over.
Just choose a PG picture. That's all I ask.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on the stream. It was fun. And
Thanks for coming out, guys.
next time it'll be a Thursday night. So see you here in a week and a half.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.